can't help put his snout out the window because all dogs do that. It's a dog thing. Oh, okay. Let's go say hello to everybody.
How are you today? Nice to see you. You look good today, bud. Okay, that's it for now. All right, on to the next one. Go see Tammy. Go see Tammy. Have your phone. Go see Tammy. Okay. That's all. That's it for today. That's it for right now. I know. I'm a pushover.
Bud he's been my best friend for more than a dozen years. I consider him, partially my son. I've got a daughter, so Buddy's my son. But he's also my best friend.
Okay.
Basically, he just sort of hangs with me whatever I do. And so if I'm out on the deck smoking a cigar and having a drink, Buddy's at my feet. If I'm taking a walk or doing an errand, he's with me. I have a bone. This will be my bone, and you won't have any bone. This will be mine, and you're not going to get any bone because this is my. Hey, give me that! Wait, give me that! But one morning, I just sort of noticed his belly seemed a little bit distended, just a little bit. I don't think anybody else would have noticed it. But when I touched his belly, it felt taut, like it was kind of full. So I took him to the vet, just as a precaution, and they did an ultrasound on Buddy's belly. And the vet came back, and he said that they did notice that there was fluid in the abdomen. So that was a tough day, because I realized, okay, he's got a serious problem. And they thought that they saw a dark mass around where his adrenal gland would be. So we decided to take him to University of Pennsylvania Veterinary Hospital, and they came back with bad news. He has a tumor which has completely engulfed his adrenal gland and was nearly at the heart already. There is a surgical option to remove the tumor, but it was described to me as being, a Hail Mary pass, something that would be a last resort. There's some medical options in terms of chemotherapy. It also seemed like a pretty bad option for Buddy. He's an older dog, and just putting him through a difficult chemotherapy treatment that would only maybe add 3 to 6 months to his lifespan didn't seem like the kind of way I'd want him to spend his remaining year of life if he had that much. They thought he would have maybe a couple of weeks to a couple of months of lifespan left. 3 months was sort of the outside estimate of how long he would live, but that was nearly 9 months ago, and all I can say is Buddy is one tough little nugget. He is not ready. Let's go this way. Oh, good. And I take him in right now twice a week, usually on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they tap him, and it's been increasing over time, which is probably not a good thing. But at any given time, they might take out 1,200 milliliters up to 1,800 milliliters. So to put that in context, we're talking about a relatively small dog, and he's got a 2-liter bottle of soda or 3 wine bottles full of fluid in his abdomen, which is a lot. So he's lost roughly a third of his body weight. The cancer that he has eventually will sort of start kind of eating away at muscle and tissue and erode his body weight. So we try to feed him as much as we can and get him to keep up his weight. So I started bringing him in every day. I figured, as a short timer, I wanted to spend as much time as I could with him. And also, if anything were to happen to him, I'd want to be there, when it happened. If he was going to go, I wanted to be there so he wouldn't be alone. People like to have him around. People like having dogs around.
Hey, buddy!
Throughout the day, I get these little breaks where I get to disconnect from the technology and really connect with this little being who's just, every time he shows up, he just wants to really look at you and connect and have a moment, and then he's gone. But it's a great break.
For some reason, he drops a bone here when he leaves, so he has a reason to come back, I think. But yeah, that's Buddy.
When Buddy isn't here, it's quiet because we're used to hearing the jingle of his collar, and it's just a different atmosphere. I think everybody enjoys him because he's funny.
Between the guys and I, we decided that there was something missing, and that thing that was missing was Buddy was lacking an ID card. We sort of tweaked Buddy's card a little bit, put it on his own little collar thing, and handed it to Dan. Let's face it, Buddy is an honorary pigger. He's tough. He shows up every day with great attitude. He's a guiding light.
There you go, big dog. I don't know how to just love him a little bit. Losing him is going to be one of the hardest things I have to go through. I wouldn't keep Buddy alive just so that I have a warm dog sitting next to me. If he was feeling bad, if he was in pain, if he wasn't able to have pleasure in his life, if he wasn't able to do the things a doggy does, I wouldn't keep him around just for me. That would be an injustice, and I wouldn't do that to Buddy, despite the fact that he means so much to me. If he's getting some pleasure, if he's feeling loved, and if he's not afraid, then it's been worth it.